Hey, what is good, people? It's Jay Coffee Talk, tapping back in with some more hip-hop news. How's everyone doing out there? Sub to the channel, join Team Coffee if you're new over here. But let's get right off into it, man. Benny the Butcher, Black Soprano Family, Griselda Records. You already know one of my favorite artists in the game, the whole movement, the whole Griselda clique, and everything they got going. And in my opinion, man, these guys just can't lose. You know, things just continue to grow for them. They have great momentum. Benny the Butcher gets another W here, in my opinion. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. But King James, none other than LeBron James, giving Benny the Butcher a shout out, showing him major love, in my opinion, as he shared on the gram some Benny bars. You see through the quick post up here, and you see the Benny bars in the caption. It says, "I don't get into all of that famous talk, disposable cash, we unapproachable sociopaths." My bad, y'all, I can't flow like that. A run-in with us supposed to go bad, but I evolved. And then how does that go? It's like, I'm a boss now, you gotta book me with all my dudes or something like that. That track is fire, man. Like, Benny's just the truth. Like I said, Griselda, Black Soprano Family, Conway, drum work, music, all that. These dudes can't lose, man. You know what I mean? They get major love. They originally signed the deal with Shady. We know that's almost over. People feel a lot of different ways about that. But Jay-Z, you know what I mean, wanted to sign them to Rock Nation for the management deal. Westsidegunn's out here doing art. Benny's, you know, collabing with NFL teams. And now the shout out from King James. I think that's dope. You guys hit the comments. Let me know what you think about that. But let's move along, man. 50 Cent back in the news as always. Now, first, we got to point out, man, 50 took an L here, right? If you guys know, Fifth and Rose been going at it forever. It started out 50, Rose, then it was G-Unit, MMG. Then baby moms got involved, leaked videotapes. It got ugly, but people were kind of theorizing that things may have calmed down as we heard Rose talk about possibly letting 50 use the BMF song for his BMF series, and actually like complimented 50 on one of his tracks. But I don't know, man. Yeah, you guys let me know what you think about that. But nonetheless, they've been still battling it out in court for the longest time. And, we really got to point out here how petty 50 got on this one. We know Fifth is the king of being petty with all his Instagram comments, comedy, and the way he roasts people and all that. But this lawsuit was 50 suing Rick Ross for using the In the Club beat on a mixtape. And when I say that's petty, like, I'm a 50 fan, guys. Like, I mean, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. But I kind of thought when it came to rappers on the mixtapes, there was kind of like an unwritten rule that when it comes to a mixtape, freestyles and stuff like that, everyone just uses everyone's beats, right? But obviously, if you try to put it on a different platform, you know what I mean, to monetize it, you're gonna, there's gonna be actions when it comes to that. But just on the mixtape, Fifth sued him over this, and the lawsuit was dismissed, and Fifth was appealing that decision and took this thing to the Supreme Court, and the decision was upheld because the argument, you guys might have heard some other people blogging on this, the argument was that, In the Club, one of the biggest hits of all time, Fifth didn't actually own the track. You know what I mean? It was Shady, Interscope, Aftermath. Like it was M, Dre, and Jimmy Iovine owned the song. But now we've seen Jimmy Iovine sold the whole catalog. That's something that hasn't been getting talked about a lot. I was surprised by that move. Like, why did Jimmy Iovine sell all that that whole catalog? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. But nonetheless, the decision was upheld. They're like, yo, Fifth, you can't sue him over this. You don't own it. You know what I mean? So he took a L there. And also another story of 50 Cent in the news. If you guys remember a while back, everyone wanted to get this versus battle against 50. Rose was one of the names thrown out there. T.I. engaged in an Instagram back and forth trolling pettiness battle with 50 where they were dissing each other and everything like that. And then the Game entered the conversation. We seen Game, we seen WACK100 all over the place. You know what I mean? You guys remember WACK was, sending shots at Jay Coffee Talk over this whole story and everything. But everyone wanted to do that versus against 50 Cent. They wanted that bag. They wanted their name in there. I mean, that's like these verses, as I pointed this out numerous times, there's a big payday involved in a lot of publicity. It's a good move all around because you see the way these MCs really want to get in these versus battles. They were all battling to battle 50 Cent. And it looked like Fifth was going to battle the Game. If you remember, like I said, Game and Wack were talking about it. Game was going on in interviews, Wack was, and Fifth even kind of opened up and said, yeah, like, maybe, like, if I do battle, it'll probably be against the Game. And people got into talking about, well, who would use Hate It or Love It? Who would use How We Do? You know what I mean? And they kind of started naming stipulations and saying that neither of them could use collaborative songs between the two. But Fifth just did an interview like yesterday and was asked about the whole versus topic. And it seems like now he's not really caring about it and he's not too motivated to do it. Check it out, y'all.
What are you thinking about? What about you, G-Unit and Dipset? How interested are you in versus?
Versus was more interesting when we were completely stuck in the house. Like, to me, that was when that was interesting because it was like, it showed up when we needed it. When D-Nice was like the only DJ left on the planet. the only person alive. And versus happened, and I was like, yo, then it was interesting to me, and I was looking at it. But other than that, it's trying to rewrite history.
Why you say that?
Because it's already happened. Everything that you're trying to do, like the performance for the evening, like if you played the music, I think music marks time. It's that period that you dominated musically at that point. You know what I mean? And how you felt when the song came on. Like, we could play music right now and it takes you back to how you felt when you was around that person.
Would you be open to doing it? If they were to ask you?
It depends on what, like, we have to be stuck back in the house.
All right, man. So you guys heard Fifth. Versus to him is kind of like yesterday's news. He said when he was locked in the house, no one could really go outside or whatever. It was the thing to do. But, it kind of seems to me like Fifth could care less about it. You know what I mean? Now that things are moving a little bit more and he can get out and work on other projects that he's got going, he's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not. It almost sounded like he wasn't really a fan of the whole idea, period, when you hear him talking about that's like rewriting history. And I don't know. You know what I mean? So it looks like the Game, WACK100, is asked out on this one. You guys hit the comments. Just goes to show you know what I'm saying? Fifth always has his eyes on the prize, on the bigger picture, always trying to get into something else, and it seems versus to him now is just small potatoes. You know what I'm saying? The allure of during the verses, he's way beyond that. But moving along, guys, last story I wanted to cover with y'all. Kodak Black, Wheezy, you know what I'm saying? Harry O also, 3 members of the hip-hop community that were able to get their pardons from Trump on his way out the office. We've been talking about this quite a bit since it went down. But one of the OGs, highly respected, royalty of the rap game, Jay Prince, tapped in on the Breakfast Club and was asked about what he thought about the whole thing.
Pardons from Donald Trump and actually supporting him.
Well, I'm happy for both of those brothers. I'm just a full-blown fan for homies getting out of the pig pen. Unless they them pedophiles and them different kind of people who, the rapists, all the people who I don't respect. But I'm not mad about that. You know what I mean? I think more presidents need to do things like that.
Yeah, especially right now, Joe Biden and, Senator Harris, or Vice President Harris now, they talking about decriminalizing marijuana, making it legal. They do that. They got to let everybody who's in jail for a non-violent drug offense doing life for weed and then big numbers for weed, they got to come home.
Yeah, that need to be the case anyway. That's part that first step, that need to happen, man. It's a racist law. You know what I mean? It's a racist law back when they put it in effect. It's a racist law now.
And expunge their records too.
Exactly.
All right, man. So you heard Jay Prince there. He ain't mad at it at all. It sounds like he almost commends Trump a little bit on that move. You heard him. He said, I wish more presidents would do things like this, And we can also kind of take from that statement that he doesn't believe these other charges Kodak is facing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't believing the hype, because you heard what he said about real sick individuals are like the ones that belong in prison. And we know Kodak has a real foul allegations and charges against him. And, since he came home, we already seen the DA for that state case is talking about, yeah, Kodak, you might have got pardoned out this Fed bid, but we're prosecuting you to the fullest. Like, we're coming for you, So from Jay Prince's response there, it's fair to say Jay Prince isn't believing that at all. You guys let me know what you think about that whole case against Kodak. And interesting, too, they're talking about rolling back all these marijuana laws. And guys, I'm all the way for this too. Like, it's crazy. We already know marijuana ain't ish. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's light work. It was like some whole political BS how it even ended up, being under the microscope and criminalized the way that it was, right? But now when you start looking in, like, it just blows my mind when you see some of the bids that people got over weed, but I don't know. I also hear of a lot of people not really wanting the laws rolled back because they feel like it'll mess up the game in the streets, or that marijuana will become corporatized to the fullest and it'll get all flucked up like everything else. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments about that, as well as all these other topics we covered. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's Jay Coffee Talk, guys. Stay tuned in. We cover all different topics. Rock with me, guys. Thanks for watching. Join Team Coffee, and I'm gone, y'all. Have a great day. Be safe, everyone. Peace.